some, get some. Can I get a hell yeah?
Yes, I am a pirate.
You have to go with the pirates because, of course, they have cannons and everything.
It's a pirate's life for me.
Be proud of who you are and what you are. You're pirate.
It is a first down. Pirates.
Because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it.
I think I've ever been in a building as loud as that was. It was deafening in there.
You will get Omaha. I can promise you that.
And it's purple all night long in Eastern North
You're
Carolina.
watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.
Yeah. My heart is purple and gold. I'm a pirate down to my soul. And I don't back down, not at all. Find out when the cannons explode.
All right, welcome into On Deck. That's right, TSO On Deck right here on the Sports Objective. As we're getting you ready for Pirate Baseball coming up on Friday, February 13th. That's right, Friday the 13th, just for you. And ladies and gentlemen, well, here's the guys we have for the show. Everybody knows Kyle. We'll come back to Kyle. We're going to start out with Alan Vick. He's almost put up with me for 30 years. July 1st will be 30 years, and he's still living to tell about it. What's up, brother?
Hey, Dave. How are you? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No doubt. And the umpire for our show, he has a 23, and Kyle's like nosy neighbor or down the road neighbor. Justin Butts, how are you?
I'm doing good, Dave. How about yourself?
So do you and Kyle have a 10-mile buffer you'll have to stay away from each other?
Yes, we do. It's a court order.
You're down by Eastern Wayne, right?
That's right, New Hope, yeah.
Yeah, you're like I'm on 903, and literally from my yard you can see Parkstown Road. So you take a right on Parkstown, go down the end of Parkstown, boom, there's New Hope Road.
I'm right there on Highway 13, going there's going towards Shines Crossroads.
Yeah.
Right there, you know where the red shed is?
On
the left,
is that furniture store?
No, yeah, the first store, yeah.
Yeah, yes.
I'm like right there.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
13, aka Berkeley.
That is correct. That is correct.
Let's bring in Johnny Robertson, who is in Northern Virginia, and he got the word, Alan, to evacuate from Northern Virginia, so he's going to come down towards your way in Winterville. And he's coming there tomorrow. So evacuation plans.
Northern Virginia is Winterville this coming weekend.
Good point, Kyle. Hey, let's get this cold, nasty weather out of the way. We got baseball to play in 3 weeks.
This is kind of like our virtual ECU Hot Stove League banquet we're having for everybody to see. And all you have to do is tell everybody to come in. They may not know about our Thursday show. It's our very first one, our premiere. And we couldn't have a show without Kyle from the Grange Barber. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, look at the cast of characters you have on there. We're the biggest motley crew that money can or cannot buy.
Yeah, we're something else. I'll tell you that. No, it's a good crew here. This is going to be our Thursday night crew for baseball season. Sunday night, it'll be me, JR, Stevie, and Dave, and we, may have somebody else join us. Maybe Alan Vick, maybe Justin. We may get a former player for Sunday night during baseball season. But this is it. This is Thursday night. This is On Deck, baby. We will prepare you during the season for the upcoming weekend series of Pirate Baseball. I was about to say Pirate Basketball. Nobody wants to talk about that. No. The upcoming weekend of Pirate Baseball. And right now, this week's going to just be a little preview show of the season. Dave, do you have the clips from the from Media Days ready, or are they going to come out later?
Later, we had this week has been tough at work, so
no clips from Media Day. So
yeah, we got a lot, but we do have a lot to talk about over the next hour. So go ahead and get your questions and comments. And Alan Vick and I had a chance to be there at the Media Day. And Alan, we'll get everybody's thoughts, but I'm going to start with you. I felt like Coach Godwin was very laid back for Coach Godwin, very relaxed for Coach Godwin. Just want to get your take on it, and then we'll go around the horn about Coach Godwin and what your thoughts were for Media Day for what you saw.
I totally agree, Dave. I've been to a lot of those, and I think Cliff was probably as relaxed and I think quietly confident as I've seen him. He recently got married, and Cliff is still Cliff, so he's pretty high strung at times. But I think there's a quiet confidence in that building, in the baseball building right now at ECU, and it just it showed through with everybody that was involved in Media Day. I really think they think that this year could be something special.
No doubt. And Johnny, I know unfortunately you have to work for a living, and you were in Northern Virginia.
I still listen though.
I'm teasing you. What were your thoughts on Media Day?
Well, I agree with Alan. Cliff was very mild mannered and confidence with good reason. I mean, he's returning pretty much everybody that started it. I mean, the only position that the starter is not coming back would be, I'm trying to even think if there is one. There has to be. Colby at second base, of course.
Yeah.
Not Colby, Dixon Williams. So Dixon won't be there at second. He started there all season long, and we won't have him. But I think we have, if it's possible, we have like too many pieces almost to fit everybody that should, get a playing time to be able to get the at bats that they want. I mean, we're loaded.
And Kyle, let's bring you in. Kyle, we had last year where we had a lot of injuries, but this year I think they've done one thing that Coach has embraced. Kyle, I know you're going to ask this question, so I'll go ahead and toss this to you. But he's done a really good job embracing the portal this year. I was really happy of him realizing that we had a lot of good pieces, but to take a good team to great, as I think they're going to be, he did a good job in the portal.
Yeah, I remember the end of the season last year, us picking up some pieces from the portal. I think Cliff was a big believer in culture, and I think culture really does matter. And the portal hasn't gotten out of hand yet in baseball. It'll happen though. I do think Cliff did embrace it more so than the seasons past, and if everybody else is going to, you have to too. I do think that his approach of culture over portal is correct for now, because the portal hasn't gone nuts yet. I think he used it just enough. That's what I'm interested to follow in college baseball, just in general. We first saw it in basketball, transfer. Then football has absolutely gone, out of its mind with all the transfers and the money involved. And you see it sneak up some in baseball over the last couple of years. And at the end of this coming season, I'm going to be interested to see if it just goes nuts. My suspicion is yes, but I hope not. But to your question, yeah, we did take advantage of the portal more this offseason. But again, I do think culture is more important at this time in baseball.
No doubt. And I gave the question, as you know, Alan, about player development. But when you have a guy like, you look at Trey Savage, you start naming off a number of guys. To me, if I'm a guy that's coming up in the portal, or as a guy that's coming up through the high school ranks, I want to play where I know that I do have a legitimate chance if I put the work in to make it to the next level.
Absolutely. That's been a hallmark of ECU baseball for such a long time, being prepared to go to that next level. And we've seen it year after year after year, Dave, putting so many Pirates in the pros. And you talk about culture, and that's just something. When Cliff came in 2014, he preached immediately, and he has practiced what he's preached. The culture of ECU baseball is probably as good as any sport with any college in the country, in my opinion.
No doubt. And Justin, one of the things that's been big is the academics over 3.5. I think it's 3.7. It's bouncing back and forth somewhere around there. One of the things when Coach came on one of the first times, I said, they won't play. He said, Dave, not only will they not play, they won't even be on the team. And that's one of the things I've respected about Cliff, is that he's a no-nonsense guy. I do think he's more of a player's coach than he would like to admit. But the players really love him, but they respect the fact that if you're going to play at East Carolina, you're going to do it the right way. You're going to get an education. You're going to be one of the best in your class. And then when you come, you're going to work your tail off there on the field as well.
And Dave, I will say that comes from where he was raised at, Greene County, Greene Central High School. That was a Rabbit Fulton thing. It's a student before the athlete. And I really think that reflects who Cliff Godwin is. You know, I was fortunate enough, my high school coach, Jabba Fulton, was Rabbit's son. So I got the same teaching that Cliff got. And so that's echoed every day in the program. So, and that's reflected on what he has at East Carolina. So I see that a lot. The same qualities. So I really think that it plays a difference in a lot of these kids, and they respect coach. They respect Cliff. They even respect his dad. I'm really close with Cliff's dad, and you can see that a lot in the players. It's a respectable thing. So,
well, another thing is a reason these guys respond to Cliff. And, you know, Dave, you said he's a player's coach, even though I don't like to admit it, and he holds them to a high standard. You can't ask somebody to do something you hadn't done yourself, or you're not willing to do yourself. And Cliff has shown, you know, he can prove he was very good in, was he an academic All-American? He was really good on the academic side of things at his time at East Carolina, in addition to on the field. And he did it where they're doing it. He chewed the same dirt they are. He went in the same buildings for class that they did. You know, so he's only asking them to do what he did. And I think it's a lot easier to get people to respond when you can prove you're doing what you're asking of them.
Johnny, when you're Johnny Stats, what comes to mind? And I'm going to go back to Alan, but before we get to Alan, Johnny, you got to give us some stats, brother.
About Cliff?
Well,
how about this? He's the only coach in America that has won either a conference regular season and or the conference tournament every year since 2018 and been in the NCAA tournament. No other coach has done that at any school.
I got a stat for you. Cliff, I saw this the other day, posted somewhere on Twitter. Cliff Godwin, winners coach program history, 5-time American Coach of the Year, 8-time NCAA regional berths, 4-time Super Regional appearance, 5-time American regular season conference championships, 4-time American Conference tournament champion. So there you go.
Yeah, and Tommy Rich, I want to add this to it. He and nobody else got that except me. Somebody's going to laugh at that. Somebody's going to laugh at that.
Tommy Rich.
But,
Alan, is a big. The three of us on the left, I know, are big wrestling fans. I don't know about
God Almighty. Justin sounds like Tommy Rich to me. But anyway,
look. Back in my day, it was Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock.
It was before. Well, okay. Tommy Rich may have been. How old are you, Justin?
I'm 35. Actually,
yeah, a little before your time.
70s and 80s. Yeah.
So yeah, and 90s.
I do know who Ivan Koloff is. Okay.
Yeah, youngest NWA world champion in history, Tommy Rich. But anyway, another thing that I saw today, East Carolina, the second most wins in the state this century since 2000, behind the Tar Heels, but ahead of NC State. So, and the least wins in the state. Can anybody guess? Well, you probably saw the list. Appalachian State. So I've determined that Appalachian State is to college baseball what East Carolina is to college basketball.
Wow. I wouldn't want to sell Appalachian State that way. Wow.
No, I think they're on the rebound, though.
Hey, Johnny, one of the stats I like with Coach is that as far as aren't we like the fourth? Don't we have the fourth most wins in America? Is that right?
In what time frame? I mean, there's so many ways you can break things down. His excellence in the last, 2020 was obviously COVID, and that season was washed out early, so we won't count that. So the other 7 seasons from 18 on, I mean, you just can't do better than what he's done. It's very difficult to win at this level. I mean, college baseball is competitive. I mean, you have 9, 10 other teams in your conference every year that are improving and just trying to knock you off. And, Cliff is able to keep it going. It's really crazy. And now the recruiting, to me, it's at another level. Our freshman class last season, that's why we're loaded this year. Okay, so if you take last year's freshman class And then you take the 3 freshman classes, the 3 years before that, which would have players like Dixon, Colby, Walker Barron, Bristol Carter, to name a few. This group of freshmen that came in last year had more of everything, more games started, more at bats, more runs, more hits, more triples, more home runs, more stolen bases, more everything than all 3 of those classes put together. I mean, it's really, really rare that you get this many freshmen that come right in year 1 and just take over a starting job and don't let go of it. I mean, so it's amazing. And now we have another freshman class coming in that looks pretty good as well. So that's how he does it. That's how he's able. And like you said earlier, he uses the portal well. But between those 2 things and great coaching, and now we've added another coach from Mississippi State, Coach Gotro. With him and Palumbo and Austin Knight, I can't believe there's another team in the nation that has better coaching staff in the dugout than we do.
Alan,
how do you think? I'm sorry, Dave. I wanted to ask JR, for everybody, really. How do you think that's going to affect our hitting this year? I mean, you bring in the hitting coach from Mississippi State, and
well, I would think that maybe I don't want to speak. This is just my possible projection of the fact that the SEC just doesn't bunt much at all. Cliff loves to bunt, so I think maybe you might see less bunting. You might see less takes, forced takes, I should say. AMAC didn't like, having to take pitches. And then when he went to state, he seemed to do better when he had a free, green light. And I think maybe more players will get green lights. I would hate to say anything that's not accurate, though. That's just what I'm thinking. That's not what anybody else has said, or it may not happen, but that's just what I would think could happen.
Well, I think that the other thing too is that for me, I like the fact that he was at Mississippi State, so he has that mentality of the SEC, and that, I mean, let's face it, the SEC is the best baseball conference. So you get a hitting coach from the best baseball conference, a guy that Cliff is very familiar with, a guy that Cliff is very comfortable with. I think that I'll just say it like this. Justin will kill me if I say a lot of stuff inside baseball. I was not ready to make a pun, but I think it's safe to say that everybody could tell the culture as far as coaches, just the whole everything was just not right last year. And Alan, I was going to pitch it to you about, did you notice it wasn't the same circumstances that we had in 2017 because we actually won the tournament and we made it. But I think that there's some parallels that Coach Godwin himself learned a lot from not making the postseason, not making a regional back in 2017. This particular time we made it, but he learned some more stuff that he was able to change some things, tweak some things, and things I think are going to be a lot better this year. I have a lot of optimism. I really do.
Cliff has been doing it a long time, but I think last year, if you sat him down and he was honest with you, was probably his most challenging year, where he wanted to pull his hair out, at times with things that were going on. But almost, to me, it was one of his most rewarding years and one of his best coaching jobs. Get that team turned around, get it hot in Clearwater, and go from there. Because I don't think anybody sitting here can honestly say that they thought that team was going to catch fire like they did in the conference tournament and go from there. I didn't see it coming. I was hoping that it would come, and it came. Fantastic. But I think Cliff had to make some adjustments last year in the way he did things. And that's why it's going to be so interesting this year if the momentum can carry over.
I feel like Alan Vick might be using that there. Did he take that from our old friend Dave?
Bubba.
No, not Bubba.
Who taking it from? Nope, that just came out of my own small little teeny weeny brain. So.
No, you missed what I said, Alan. Your internet was cutting out. I said it sounded like you might have been using HughesNet.
Okay.
Then I could not think of the dude that I'm having a brain fart, Dave. Who the hell had HughesNet that was on our show?
Oh, you're talking about Craig? Craig?
No.
Oh, okay. He used to make jokes about AOL. That's what Craig was. That was Craig's thing.
No, the doofus that never mind. We'll talk about it off here.
Yeah, no, this is.
Hey, to follow up real quick on Alan's point about the conference tournament, yeah, that was a tough task, and that was the only way we were going to get into the postseason. And he did a couple of things I think most people know, but maybe some don't. Is he sent 2 players home, Drew Downs and Keenan Bowman. Keenan Bowman was our starting left fielder for the first 3 games of the season and played a lot. Well, he played right and left the first weekend. But in any event, he got a lot of at-bats in. Drew Downs was getting his, share of hits into as a pinch hitter and playing the corner positions in the outfield. And Cliff decided that even though we were going to miss their bats, and I think it was separate situations with those 2. I don't even know if they did anything wrong, but for whatever reason, he felt like it'd be better if they didn't travel with the team down to Clearwater. And so he put himself in a tough position right from the start. And then on top of that, he sat Alex Boucher down, as he mentioned, in the press conference. And that's putting Braden Burris, who's a freshman, a true freshman, he's never played second base in college. He has in high school. Now he's our starting second baseman, and we got to win 4 games in a row. And Cliff knew he had faith in Braden. And Braden came through, like he always does. And Alex, responded magnificently as well. And I just think the whole karma thing it's gone from a negative before Clearwater to now going into this season. I just feel like everyone's got great karma, and Cliff is probably the main reason for that situation.
Yeah, last baseball season felt like it was kind of like last football season. It felt like 2 different seasons in one. The regular season, was a huge disappointment. Then you get down to Clearwater in the American Conference Tournament. You get hot, you win the thing. You go play well in the regional. Obviously, no shame in losing the Coastal. They made it all the way to the College World Series championship game. You eliminate Florida. Everybody remembers the controversy with their coach talking trash to our players, particularly Parker Bird. So it was a memorable postseason last year, and I think what it did, one, with college baseball, you have while we have a diehard fan base, the casuals will tune in around conference tournament time, regional time. So some folks, that tune in that time of year, it was business as usual. Pirate baseball as good as always. And then for everybody else, it left everybody feeling like this is what we're supposed to be. Yeah, the regular season sucked, but we did what we normally do. We made a regional. We played well in the regional, and it gives you a lot of momentum. Like you said, JR, it kind of turns the juju or the karma or whatever term you prefer to use. It gives everything a positive vibe going into this year. And, you have so many players back off that team. You really feel good about the chances this year to be in, what we all want to be in. It's the hosting conversation. That's the easiest path to Omaha. And and we are, we're preseason top 25 in a lot of polls. We're back to where we're supposed to be. Our expectation is to be playing baseball not only in June, but be playing baseball in Greenville in June.
No question. And, when Alan, I thought that whole thing with Alex Boucher, they call him Boo, and the fact that he talked to him and he set him down. And I tell you what, I was talking to Johnny yesterday. And Johnny made this point, so I'm gonna give Johnny credit for this first part. Alex Boucher, I believe, is a good shortstop, but I think that mental toughness in the Division I baseball at the level that we play, it really got to him. It really rocked his. And I'm not criticizing him at all because I don't have the talent to play at the level of those guys. I'm lucky to walk on the field after the game to do the press conferences. But Johnny, you made that point of that mental toughness, and I think that was a valuable lesson for him. He's worked his tail off, as Coach talked about at media day in the in the off season, and now he's pitching. So there was a lot, even though through adversity, there was a lot of good that came from that.
Yeah, he's a winner, and he actually won last season by deciding to step aside. When I say mental capacity or whatever, I'm not saying that he doesn't have it. I'm just saying that he temporarily lost it, and then things just like Virginia Tech, I think it was, a ball went down his shirt. I mean, have you ever seen that happen before? I mean, I have not.
Not
So
in that
it's
context.
If anything could go wrong for him, it did, including when he had that collision with Trammell that knocked Trammell out for the rest of the season. It's just bad luck just seemed to follow him, and I don't know that that it was anything he was doing wrong. It was just I feel like it was in his head. So we'll see what happens this season.
By the way, Stevie's throwing a flag on Justin Butt's illegal use of a camera.
No comment. I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one, Stevie.
Yeah, so Justin Butts, for people that don't know, is a high school football referee and refereed Stevie's game. They've got a history there. I think we're going to have Alan. I'm going to throw this to Alan because I think that you'll be the special guest referee.
Hey, Dave, hold on one second. You mentioned him being a referee and his relationship with Stevie, but I think for our listeners who may not know Justin, and most of our listeners do know Justin, but that are wondering, Justin Butts pops up on the air here. We probably should give them background who Justin is, particularly in relation to baseball. Tell them about your umpiring experience, Justin.
All right, so I've been officiating over 14 years, all up and down every level, from the little leagues up to I just started 3 years ago calling NCAA Division II, Division III, JUCO ball, specifically primarily as a fill-in role. That's how you get started into college ball. You kind of have to work your way in. You got to do a lot of networking. But I primarily do high school ball across Eastern North Carolina, all the way from East Colorado, West Colorado High School, all the way to Smithfield, Selma, up to Aiden Griffin there in Greenville, all the way down to Duplin County.
What about Martin County?
I actually did Martin County last year.
Yeah, I remember.
I did Martin County. I had them in the Eastern tournament down at East Colorado. I forgot who they were playing, but it was East Colorado, Martin County.
That was the Eastern tournament.
Ocracoke was in there. No, it was Martin County and Croatan. There you go. At Martin County, Croatan, very great ball club up there at Martin County.
No doubt.
So, done that and trying to work my way on up. I actually started. We started our scrimmages last week. I've got to take the NCAA test probably tomorrow, probably this weekend. So I'll be NCAA certified. So season's here. First game's February 8th. I can't tell you guys where it's going to be, but it will be within the 50-mile radius of Pitt County.
Well, I'll tell you, Justin, tomorrow when you take that multiple choice test, all the answers are B. So.
Yeah. I can't tell you the secret, but I've kind of got some of the answers already. So.
Oh man, we got a scandal now, Alan Vick. We've got a scandal.
I don't know if I can get in trouble by saying that. I hope the NCAA don't come back to me and
they don't. They're not paying any attention. They don't do.
That's what I'm saying. They don't pay attention. But yeah, there's.
Oh no, that's something they'll probably actually crack down on. They heard somebody say they were cheating on the test here to get their certificate to umpire Division II, Division III ball. They'll do something about that. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, $8 million contract isn't enforced.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Alan Vick, we have a blackout now. We don't see Alan anymore.
The black eye struck early and took out Alan Vick.
But no, guys, if you guys have any questions with regards to officiating throughout the year, hey, feel free to ask. I'll be glad to let you guys.
I do have one. When Coach Austin Knight was talking, and Johnny and everybody helped me out, he was talking about basically like the strike zone, like shrinking, or I guess it's getting smaller. I would imagine, is that because umpires are told like, hey, we want more offense? I mean, I don't know.
It's more the analytical game. It's the TrackMan system. they are judged on that TrackMan system. They get a grade after every game of what percentage of strikes are called in a certain zone. So I've been on TrackMan before. I'm anywhere between 95 to 96. That's about the average.
Okay.
I can't tell you which Pacific umpires. State game last year in Greenville, umpire judged 98%.
How long have they been doing that, Justin? Just the last few years, right?
3-4 years. Yeah.
Okay. I'd love to know
they get a grade after every weekend and every game. They get a grade of how well they did on plate.
Okay. Can you find out what the home plate umpire in Nashville, what grade he got in the Super Regional?
I wish I had that kind of connection, but the reason why I have the connection with the North Carolina NC State, a lot of the times in your local non-conference games, there are local umpires. Believe it or not, I know a lot of them. 9 times out of 10, the Carolina game, I know 2 of the umpires already. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but yeah, that's all I'm saying.
That damn whistler again, Alan.
Yeah, I will see if y'all can do the whole damn show with me whistling like that.
I know. I was going to start keeping time with the whistler.
I can imagine how frustrating, not only for players, but Justin, how frustrating would that be for an umpire to have the Vandy whistler? I mean, would it be I mean, y'all know people talk trash, yell, scream. I do when I go to baseball games, particularly minor league games. I love to heckle the players in a fun way, not a mean way. There's the right way to do it. But would something like that Vandy whistler, distract a home plate umpire?
Not really.
Really? I'd turn around and beat the crap out of him. I would have him.
Yeah, you if you're not used to it, probably. But as you mature in the umpire, you are tuned to tune things out.
I get tuning things out, but my God, that would drive me up the wall.
It probably would. I mean, but like I said, it is what it is. I mean, you don't hear a lot of that stuff. Honestly.
Are you familiar? You know what we're talking about, right? The Vandy whistler, to be sure.
Yeah, I was at the National Regional.
All right, yeah. You know what? Okay. How did you not want to kill him?
I did actually. But,
well, you should have gone over there and slapped him around.
Well, no comment on that.
yeah, we're trying to
comment on that.
First, I'm getting him in trouble with NCAA. Now he's going to have some criminal charges coming up. John White has said, in other words, TrackMan actually calls the balls and strikes based on strike zone rules and not judgment of an umpire, and it's making them better at actually knowing the strike zone.
That is correct.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. And he said, my question for Justin is, what happened in the Vandy regional strike zone?
That's a question for that umpire. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean,
I got an umpire question for you, Justin, that applies to ECU. Well, you can read John's comment first.
He said,
I think the whistler distracted him, as I was saying.
Probably so. I would say so. I mean, that strike zone.
The whistler calls like the Smurf surf on Coastal Football Field. You know what? The Smurf surf on the Coastal Football Field did not, when I was there at night, it didn't bother me. Now, I talked to, God, who was it? I still remember his name. We need to have him on the show, Dave. I cannot remember who it was. Former player. He works for the SBI now, football player. And he was concerned about it, too. I ran into him at Broadway at the beach, and he was concerned about that coastal field, too, particularly under the lights. But it turned out not to be an issue.
Yeah. So, Justin, you know that Ethan Norby likes to work extremely quick. And I noticed it one time coming after an inning was over on his way to the dugout. The umpire approached him. And I asked Ethan what he was being, lectured about. And he said eye contact. He wanted me to make sure that I made eye contact before I delivered the pitch. What is the exact rule on that, and how much of it is discretionary?
Let me actually. I actually got the NCAA rules pulled up here. Let me get back to you on that right there.
It's gonna be on the test tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be on the test. Make sure I told you it's B. Answer B. When in doubt, it's always B, right, Alan?
That was a new rule put in 2 years ago at the Division I level. We don't really call that at the JUCO level, but I will find out and get back to you, Johnny.
All right.
Okay. No hurry. We got 3 weeks before.
I'm gonna look back to you on that one right there. That is more of a Division One rule because each division has their different rules of what they call at the D2, D3 level, and it works down. So they'll start at the D1 to see if it works, and then it'll work down to D2 and D3, and then down to JUCO. At the JUCO level, the 20-second pitch clock, I'll be honest with you, we really don't call it, honestly.
Hey, what? Wait a minute.
And I'll give you another fact. The 20-second play clock has been in the high school rule book for the last 20 years, but nobody calls it. True story. Go look at the rule book, but nobody calls it. It's been in the rule book, but we don't call
it. Alan, do you like? Let me ask you guys this: do you like the pitch clock now that we've had it a few years?
Took some getting used to for me, but now, yes.
Umpires like it too. We like it at the pace of play. It speeds it up. It does. From guys I talked to at the Division I level, Wilson Rayner, Steve Sanders, Pigman, them guys, they really hype on. They like it at the Division I level. So
it doesn't seem to start consistently. You know what I'm saying is it seems to start at different times after the pitch.
The rule stays when the pitcher receives it in his glove and he toes the rubber.
Okay.
That's when the 20-second clock
when it's supposed to start. He's allowed one disengagement.
When you're sitting up, I know that you're going to feel sorry for Alan and I, but when you're sitting up in that press box, the third base umpire is the one that has control of that clock. And Alan, tell him how exciting that sound is. Beep, 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 beep.
Music to my ears.
Oh,
I would say at the JUCO level, we don't have that. We have to keep it on a back judge timer. So pretty much the same timer they use for back judge in football, we use it for baseball. But there's a button that we can configure between the back judge timer and the baseball timer. So pretty much it's a button on my thing. I go boom, I click it, and it runs.
I know a couple of games we were up there when they installed that clock, and they were having major problems with it to begin with, but they got it worked out. So overall, I like it. I think it's good for the game overall.
It is.
Got another question from John. Does the rule of towing the rubber and then disengaging with same foot still a rule or called, Justin?
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've got to get used to is the mechanics of it. I do like the fact that Alan can tell you that we're there and it'll be like games, 2.5 hours, Alan, where they used to be like 3.5 or 4. I mean, it's cut off at least an hour of the game.
Yep. It has certainly sped the game up for sure.
And I wish they would take that to the high school level. The problem that I have at the high school level, you can have an 1.5-hour game, or you can have a 3.5, 4-hour game. I've had games that last 1.5 hours, 3 hours. I wish they would do some at the high school level to speed up the game, because there is a lot of teams in Eastern North Carolina that after the first inning, it's 12, 14 runs, and it's over with. And them games just drag out and drag out and drag out. But they've got it in. They got it in the high school basketball, or mercy rule. They got a mercy rule in football. They've got the 10 run after 5, but just getting to the 5 innings, it'll take you 3 hours to get there. So my thought, I said, why don't they put a 15 after 3 or a 20 after 2 in high school baseball in North Carolina? But that's my opinion.
So what do you think, Johnny? I was going to say the shot clock, man. The pitch clock, do you like that?
Yeah, I mean, I do in theory, only I haven't noticed it to be a huge factor. Well, our guys work quick. Most of them do. I haven't seen it called a lot, and I really haven't seen it. I don't know. Maybe if I was following another team that worked slower, I'd have a different opinion, but I feel like it's not much of a factor at all.
What about you, Kyle?
I'm kind of like JR. I don't really think for East Carolina games, I don't think it's made a huge difference. Maybe with some of our opponents, getting them to work a little faster to speed the game up. I think the idea of all this stuff, particularly being implemented at a Division I level, and the reason to speed the game up is more TV coverage. You got ESPN Plus, obviously carrying a lot of college baseball games, but ESPN2, the traditional networks are starting to carry more college baseball. And I really believe that's the biggest reason it was implemented, is to speed things up for TV, to get more people to watch. And, that's another topic in general, the growth of college baseball, the growth in popularity. And one thing I'm going to be interested to see with rev share, NIL becoming more and more of a factor, with some of these Big Ten schools, we've seen Big Ten baseball improve over the years, but I'm going to be interested to see going forward if some of these Big Ten schools that traditionally are horrible in baseball, despite their weather conditions, starting to have better baseball programs because of the finances that are now players being paid. I know that's not the topic we were talking about. I just segued to it, but it's just a thought I had in relation to the pitch clock and the reason I think it's been implemented in Division I levels because of TV.
That's a good point because you actually have more inventory. And Alan, as I know, that they're trying to get more. We can have the guys on this show are obviously hardcore fans. That's not who they're trying to reach. They're trying to reach people that are saying, "Oh my gosh, this is so boring." If I go to the game, it's fun. But then when I'm at home and the game is lasting 3.5 and 4 hours and I could take a nap and come back and it's only the 6th inning, those are the people they're trying to reach, right?
Right. And the growth of college baseball has been really cool to see. And I think most people that tune into a college baseball game are more than your average baseball fan. And I think they're more educated. And when you're watching a baseball game, you got to be prepared. It's going to be a little longer. That's one of the things I really enjoy about the game to a degree is the way the game flows. If it flows well, it's really entertaining for me. And for me, college baseball is just extremely, extremely entertaining.
Yeah. Hey, John White just texted me something that I didn't consider, but you keep in mind he's a pitcher. But he's saying that it cuts out the shenanigans by the batters constantly, banging their cleats with the bat and adjusting the gloves and stuff which that is annoying.
Yeah, it is.
Especially in Major League Baseball when that,
John's also saying indoor facilities now up north too, way better and a ton of money to invest now. So yeah, they've had. That's one of the things that, like, if you're up north, I mean, gosh, it's what, a month and maybe a month and a half before you can play your home games.
Hey, I wonder if anybody's considered doing they bring in with all the money they have at the Big Ten, for example, with the building the indoor facilities for practice. I wonder if anybody's going to build the roof would have to be high. You'd have to build a dome, but a small domed indoor baseball stadium. I wonder if anybody will invest in that. In one of the Big Ten schools, Michigan or somebody.
Kyle from LaGrange Barber Stadium.
Well, here's something interesting. When Eric Bakich was still at Michigan, he sponsored, I guess you would call it a bill, whatever it is, that they moved the season back a month, the start of the season.
Yeah.
Now, the school ends in June, so I don't know, how you would be playing in July when there's nobody, there's no classes. But at this point, have we reached the point where that just doesn't factor in too much? But it was shot down because baseball is a traditional sport and it should be kept, the way it is. But
the thing
I
is,
wouldn't have had a problem with it, honestly, except it helping northern teams, and we're a southern team. But I wouldn't have had a problem with it. You start the season in March. You're playing. You're playing your postseason in July, so I'm entertained all the way until it's time for football. So I wouldn't have had a problem with it.
Yeah, it's 56. The problem is the number of games, like in that window. I think that's the only thing. I don't have a problem with 56 games. I'm just saying you're pushing it back, and then you have kids that, like, for example, that hurts any guy that wants to have any kind of development. And Justin, we failed to mention earlier, you're actually doing college summer league baseball, right? Also umpiring.
That is correct, in the Old North State League.
Yeah,
done some. I've actually been fortunate to call some of Parker Bird's games actually last year and the year before when he was at New Bern, Southpaw. So he actually pitched, and I was behind the plate, so I had him for about 4 innings behind the plate. So that was really interesting. So,
and before we talk more about the team, let's talk about Parker Bird. What a story! Coach talked about where he's actually last year of his baseball career as far as East Carolina. He's going to go, I believe, to San Diego State. He's going to train for the Paralympics. I want to go to the Olympics out there in LA in 28, and so a couple of years from now. So he'll have his graduate degree, he'll have his speaking stuff he's doing, he's got his podcast, and he'll be a Paralympian. I mean, he's going to make it. He'll make it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Incredible, just an incredible story. All the adjectives on Parker have been used, but you really just stop and think about what he's been through and where his life has gone since the accident. Just an incredible story of a young man that does things the right way. We hear so much about young people and negativity, but you look at Parker Bird, and he's just a great example of what you can do, with belief and faith. I mean, he's just a great kid.
No doubt.
Yeah. Can't say enough good things about Parker Bird. I mean, it's you hate to use the cliche inspiration, but he is that, and great guy and great family. Very positive attitude. Just tremendous dude, and Dad's a good guy, and proud that he's a Pirate.
And he'll always be a Pirate.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So piggybacking on what we were going back and talk about money, I saw an article on Twitter the other day about the parity of the mid majors.
Oh, God.
What do you guys think about that?
I got a thought on that. Anybody wants to call East Carolina a mid major? I got your mid major for you, right between my legs.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that crap. I hate that crap.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Well, indeed. Emphasis on the major, but I hate that for East Carolina baseball, for Coastal Carolina baseball, for Southern Miss baseball, for Dallas Baptist University baseball. I hate that crap. Mid-major, it doesn't make any sense when you have a top 25 program. Yeah, I get financially maybe we're a mid-major because we're not in a power conference, but there's nothing mid about ECU baseball.
No.
Not at all.
No, I mean, you're looking at, there's been years in recent years, guys, we're preseason top 10. So there's no reason.
You look at Coastal. You played in the national championship game last year, but they'll still get called a mid-major. Meanwhile,
they call themselves that. I've heard them call themselves that.
Well, that's idiotic.
Yeah,
I don't understand. The term when you're an elite program, when you're a top 25 program, when you're a national championship contending program, how can you be a mid-major?
Oh, I know. It's ridiculous.
Kyle's going to be cutting some promos. Watch out, guys.
Yeah.
I posted this on our page the other day. It was an article about the best mid-major programs in college baseball and college baseball programs that are mid-majors that can contend for the College World Series, and they were talking about East Carolina Coastal and Dallas Baptist. And I posted the article to our social media, and with the comment of great article, but how do Pirate fans feel about being called a mid-major?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you remember Mike Houston at his introductory press conference called East Carolina a mid-major. Like,
how did that work out?
Yeah.
I have a feeling in the last 10 years, we would have, if we were in the Big Ten, if the Pirates were in the Big Ten, they would have probably won the conference several times.
Yeah,
correct.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A lot of the
pretty much every damn year except the really elite Michigan teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that when put us up against, we beat Florida last year, guys. We beat Florida in the Coastal in their region.
Oh yeah, we'll go toe to toe with anybody from the so-called power leagues.
Yeah.
Hell, we're back to doing that in football now. At least if you're from the ACC. But
what about Miami? Bring on Miami.
Well, they're in the ACC. We beat them twice, but in baseball, we'll go toe to toe with anybody. I mean, I don't even think that way in baseball. It's just good baseball programs. I hate that that language really wasn't ever used in baseball until recently.
It was basketball. It's really a
basketball term, exactly. And I'm not a fan of it becoming more prevalent. I saw it today on TikTok. Again, it was a positive TikTok, college baseball. Somebody covering college baseball. I don't know who he was. It was on TikTok. And it was a positive article because it was a TikTok video about East Carolina baseball doing a preseason preview, but he referred to us as a mid-major. And I commented, I said, great coverage, but get that word mid-major out of your mouth when you're referring to East Carolina baseball.
Yeah, Kyle, we got to come up with a new term because I think people use it by default just because they're trying to say they're not a Power 4 conference. And that's another term that you hate too. I get that, but let's come up with a new term.
I guess for baseball it would be group of 30. Yeah, like 30.
Well, that wouldn't be accurate with the scholarship situation. But you know what? The Big Ten is not. They're not giving max scholarships like the rest of the power conferences are.
Well, we're actually, guys, aren't we giving now that we have that stupid rule out of the way? We're actually going to do. Help me out. 20. Speaking of,
yeah, we're not at max, but we're pretty close.
23 out of the 35.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and then you have some guys that are walk-ons. So, but
those are full scholarships. You'll have guys getting partials. So I mean, it's. I believe they're full, right? That is 23 fully funded scholarships.
Yeah. Well, you got 23 fully. Then, if it's the same way when my brother was at East Carolina, you got some guys getting 50%. Then you got some guys getting 25%, and then you got some guys getting different percentages or whatever. So, but there's a lot of guys that actually are not on scholarship that just want to be East Carolina baseball players. So. It's the same thing. There's a guy right now at Aycock High School here in Goldsboro. He's going non-scholarship because he wants to play at East Carolina.
JR, and I got the term. I got the term for.
All right, let's hear
it. Schools outside of the Power 4.
No, that's not catchy. We got to do better.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Watch out for Alan Vick this year. He's going to be playing. He's got his Pirate baseball shirt on. He's going to be playing for the Pirates.
I'll tell you what, guys, this is fun, but we're going to find out how good East Carolina is going to be immediately. Immediately.
Well, Xavier is Xavier really good?
Good point, Alan.
There's not going to be any cupcakes when you got Xavier, Coastal, UNC. We're going to find.
I'm being serious here. Is Xavier good, and I'm not aware of this?
Yep.
Yeah, they are. They're very good. They finished third, I think, last year in their conference, and they were in the RPI is so important. Yeah, everyone's tracking RPI all season long, and RPI is just not accurate at the beginning of the season. It's not. There's not enough data points. But Xavier was number 2 at one point. They were number 5 for a long time.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, they were probably in the top 10 RPI for the first 6 weeks.
So you got Big East baseball. I mean, you got UConn, you got St. John's. I mean, it's a good conference, and that's where Xavier plays their baseball these days. So, I just wasn't aware that they had a good season last year for whatever reason. So, looking forward to playing Xavier weekend 1.
So, what do you guys think about the schedule this year? I mean, what is y'all's predictions? I mean, I'm looking at the schedule. I mean,
it's rough. It's a rough schedule, but
it's a rough schedule. But I mean, I see 40 to 45 wins easily on the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, the thing
if we play the way that we think we're going to play this year, it's going to be 40, 45 wins. The schedule set up. I mean, we can host a regional easily.
Yeah, Alan Vick is already.
I don't know if I'll say easily for 45 wins and hosting a regional, but it's pertainable for sure.
Especially with the schedule that we got.
Yeah. You know what, Alan? Another point is we have 37 home games. Like, by contrast, Tulane only has 27 home games. So, that's a pretty big advantage. But I don't like the way some of the scheduling, falls. For instance, I hate the fact that we have to play Campbell before the UNC game.
We always play Campbell the first stinking road game of the year midweek.
Well,
I wish we would stop doing that.
I know, Kyle. I hate
the fact that we got to play UNCW, then turn around and play Coastal Carolina in a 3-game set. That's going to be rough.
Yeah.
You turn around and play Old Dominion.
But then it's not just that we're playing Campbell. That's a Tuesday game. We're playing Campbell on a Tuesday. We finish up with Xavier on a Sunday. Then we go to Campbell on Tuesday. But then we're playing Northern Illinois on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then we get 1 day off, and then here comes Carolina for 3. And I hate the fact that we're going to UTSA and to Tulane, two teams that we've been struggling with lately, and they're both on the road. But we'll get them. It's cyclical. We had them at home last year. We'll get them at home next year. So it is what it is. But it is tough, Alan. I couldn't agree with you more.
you win some games. Speaking of RPI, you get off to a hot start. Cliff schedules this one every year, and it pays off for East Carolina every year. I think this schedule doesn't happen by surprise. Doing this
No. Outstanding point, Alan. Outstanding point, because you're absolutely right about that. And I'm glad that's the way they do it.
You're not going to get yourself in a position to host a regional playing in the American Conference without playing a rugged non-conference schedule.
Right. Yep. That is.
Then you got Tulane. Then you got Tulane, and then NC State scheduled in the middle between Tulane and Wichita State. And
not to mention, Claire is loaded this year, as it always is. That's a good field of baseball for the LeClaire Classic. So there.
I wasn't sure what you said, but yeah, you got Troy, you got Rutgers, and you got Western Carolina.
Very great, very great.
A good field for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, you don't have that big name in there, but I mean, you still Rutgers and Troy. I mean,
Rutgers was a quality Big East program, now a quality Big Ten program. Troy is one of the better teams in the Sun Belt, which is a great baseball league. And then you got Western Carolina, who traditionally feels a good team. A lot of tradition there. We're going back with Keith LeClaire. So no ACC school, no you got that one Big Ten school, and like I say, Troy. I guess most of our fans realize how good Troy is. I mean, you got to be aware how good the Sun Belt is in baseball.
No doubt.
And the Conference USA. I love both those conferences for baseball. Like even I watch Louisiana Monroe if they're on, ESPN Plus. I just love those teams can play. Louisiana.
I love watching the Sun Belt and Conference USA, especially Liberty University. I watch them all the time.
Yeah,
very great program out there at Liberty.
Well, Conference USA outside of Liberty. I mean, I really don't know what they have. Missouri State is in Conference USA now in baseball.
Dallas Baptist is in there too, right?
Sun Belt.
Yeah. Thank you.
Who did you say?
Dallas Baptist.
Oh no, they're not. They're not. They.
I thought they were in Conference USA.
I swear to God, they're switching conferences again. They're leaving.
They were, Alan.
Yes, they were. They're leaving for the Pac-12.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, right. For baseball only.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that take effect this season or next season?
That'll be next season because they start playing July for football. But
right.
Yeah, so they're still in Conference USA for the time being. I'm sorry, I forgot that DBU was in Conference USA for the time being.
That's okay. I have one more observation that I like about the schedule is last season we ended up the conference slate in South Florida and Tampa, and then we went right to Clearwater. This season, we're ending it in Boca against Florida Atlantic, and we're going to head right to Clearwater after that. That might be a thing.
I agree.
Yeah. So I like that. At least we're not finishing up, the schedule in Memphis or something. And then
I'd like to make the trip at some point to Clearwater for the conference tournament. It seems like it'd be a fun trip, but. Would you guys, Alan, have you been down there? But for a tournament,
invited a couple times by a buddy, and I haven't been able to go because of work. But I would love to go.
That's the one place I have not been. I went out in Wichita watched guys last year. I want to go to that's going to be on my bucket list this year if I can make it.
Let's go. We all got to go. Hey, Dave, don't you have a conversion van? Let's get that thing throw some new rubber on it and get the oil changed.
We'll take the SS Mike Wright down there. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
That'll be cool. Well, Alan, Vick, let me ask you this. Would you, you're a journalist. You're going to be like Willie Nelson. You go on the road again and you talk about your great times there in the SS Mike Wright. So we don't have a new name for people that don't know. Justin, tell them who you are as far as what you do for your.
All right, so Dave, my family is real fortunate enough. We haul the football equipment for East Carolina University, the football team. So we are privileged to haul all the gear down to every road game. I was fortunate enough to be on every road game this year. I went to every football game and got to a chance to get behind the scenes and see the inner workings of the program this year. And real fortunate, real blessed to do what I get to do, to see the inner workings of the football program, the athletic department. It's a real fun gig. I really enjoy it. Like I said, I get to work a little bit. I fortunate when I get to the stadium on Fridays, I have to unload some of the equipment and stuff like that. So,
Oh man, that's such a tough job. Oh man,
yeah, it's real tough, but I'll tell you what, they treat me real well. they do.
Yeah. Are you going to talk about the new helmets this year, Justin?
No,
I'm just joking.
no. No, it's been real fun. I can't speak enough of the operations department, and I will give a shout out to Lydia, who is the football operations girl. She is really of the years we have been doing it, she's probably the best operations girl we've had. So it's been real fun. Just to get behind the scenes and see the inner workings of the football program and the logistics behind what they do. I'm a logistics guy, and doing all that stuff. So it's real fun. It's really interesting.
Justin, I just wanted to correct you. This is 2026. We say operations person.
Excuse me, operations person. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Kyle. I'm talking Wayne County language here. Okay.
Yeah, I got to be politically correct.
Hey, Justin, if say you're like last season we played at UTSA. I met his driver Speedy at the at Kent Narrows. Does Speedy do all the driving himself, or do y'all have like somebody else like that might come in?
So what we do, there are I would say there are 1 to 2 games that we have to put another driver on the truck, and mostly that is Tulsa, UTSA. UTSA is borderline. We can. I don't know if I can say this on air, but we can kind of we can do some stuff. But anyways, we make it happen most of the time with one driver. South Florida, Florida Atlantic, Boca Raton, Temple, that's one driver. Charlotte, that's one driver. But usually Wichita,
Omaha,
Tulsa, Oklahoma, we put 2 guys on it.
What about Omaha? Because we'll be going there pretty soon.
Omaha, that's gonna probably be
baseball though. You don't do baseball. Never mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, Campbell's got they actually have a mobile weight room that they do actually.
Wow.
They there's like this little trailer they use. It's got like weight equipment in it. Some East Carolina don't do obviously, but some that we've actually talked about doing actually. So and pretty much what it is a mobile weight room, mobile med sat room where
who does that?
Campbell University.
Campbell.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
wow.
I'll have to send that guy see. They actually have a.
They use for baseball or football?
Baseball.
A mobile weight room. I mean, they travel from Boys Creek to
wherever they're playing. They
the CAA. I mean, that's okay.
I'll look it up and I'll send it to you guys. It's actually pretty interesting.
Hey, you get an advantage where you can, and I guess they figured that might be something they can get a leg up on.
So.
Literally.
Holy Alan Vick. Let's talk while we have a chance, guys. Let's talk about speaking of baseball. I know Johnny, you've been following it for a long time. Alan, Kyle, Justin, but as far as position by position, one of the things I liked about Media Day is them talking about the depth. That's one of the, I would say, the depth, especially pitching. Pitching is going to be huge this year. I think one of the things they realized is that last year was, as Coach Palumbo said, it was a perfect storm because you have young guys. People didn't buy in towards the end of the season. You had the injuries. You had a whole bunch of stuff happen. The culture just wasn't there, as we were talking about earlier in the show. So all of a sudden the buy-in came in late. But now you have a situation where, Alan, you remember when we were there at the Media Day where you've got a whole bunch of guys that can play different positions on the field, and some that want to play every position. Like, was it Burris?
Yeah, can you imagine trying to get a lineup together for this team? I mean, that's going to be quite a chore just to put the lineup on the field. I mean, you got so many options. And before, just real quick, you mentioned Jeff Palumbo. How lucky are we to be able to keep Jeff Palumbo.
Very lucky.
Very blessed.
Favorite people. He's one of my favorite people.
Yeah, incredibly lucky. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be a chore just to put a lineup on, the lineup card together for these games because we are so deep, pretty much everywhere.
It's a good problem to have, right, Justin?
It really. And talking to Cliff Godwin's dad, it's obviously it's coach's dad's talk a lot of times, but he keeps on telling me this is one of the better depth-wise years we're going to have. Pitching wise, outfield wise, we're loaded. And like I said, I keep on telling everybody this. We're gonna get an Omaha when we least expect it.
Yep.
And that's my thought. We're gonna get Omaha.
Well, we least expect it, so then it won't be this year.
No, I ain't gonna say that, but I always thought that, and that's just my personal opinion and thought. But we're gonna have a great program this year. We're depth wise, we're really good, top to bottom. If we can stay healthy, if we can get Tadlock and them guys back healthy this year, we're gonna be really good, top to bottom. So
Yeah.
I think Norby's going on Friday nights is going to be great. He's going to be lights out.
Yeah. Go ahead, Alan.
Staying healthy is obviously the key for any team in any sport. Last year we had the injuries and the internal problems. And like I said early in the show, guys, there's a quiet confidence around this baseball team that I haven't seen in the last few years. I think they know what the potential for this team is. Now, you got to go out on the field and get it done. But I think most people in the building know the potential and the ceiling for this team is very high.
Yeah. Week 2, you got Xavier week 1 and then Campbell and Northern Illinois, which is an odd duck game. But week 2,
Jeff Copper game.
Yeah, no kidding. Week 2, I wouldn't mind playing them in football, but baseball seems odd. But the second weekend, you got Carolina, one in Greenville, one in Chapel Hill, and then one in Durham. So that'll be fun. Not make or break for the season. Obviously, the Pirates will sweep them. It don't make any difference. We don't do anything else for the year, but always fun to beat the Tar Heels. So Xavier, Campbell, and NIU before that, but Tar Heels are right around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that I love that series. I think it's a great series. I love how they have one in Greenville, like Kyle said, Chapel Hill at Carolina, and then you have the DBAP. And I think that it's a chance. It's also a chance for our fans that travel very well, and maybe some are in the Triangle, maybe some are in the Triad or Charlotte. They can get to Durham pretty fast. They can get to Chapel Hill very fast. So the Bubba Rosenbaums of the world that are friends of ours, they have to travel like 4 hours every game, or 3.5 hours, I think it is. Bubba's the math guy, not me, but I think that's right. 3.5 hours each way. That's a long day, man. That's a long, long day. And they do the Rosenbaums are like some of the best people in the world and some of the best Pirates you'll ever meet. And so I think it's great that we're traveling. I think that that can't do anything but help your program. And, I get sick and tired of hearing the word brand, but our brand is very strong, guys. And I tell you what, the reason I feel extremely confident about this team is the fact that Johnny, we were talking about yesterday about the number of guys that we've got a ton of experience that we did not have last year, to be fair to last year's team.
Well,
those guys were freshmen and they're not freshmen anymore.
Yeah, I can put it in numbers real quick. So at the start of last season, we had 3 players that had an experience starting a game. And it was Dixon had started 60 the previous year. Colby had only started 16 and Walker Barron had started 1. So that's 77 total starts among 3 players. Well, last year we had 12 different players with 452 starts. So there you go. You went from 3 players starting 77 games entering the year before to this year we have 12 players with 452 starting game experiences. So it's a huge advantage, a huge step up from where we were at this point last season.
And by the way, before we talk more baseball, Alan Vick, ladies and gentlemen, is working for tips tonight. So please make sure you give him some tips in the tip jar. This guy does not work for free, so we need those tips coming for Alan Vick.
Hey, I didn't include Riley Johnson because he wasn't available, for most of the beginning of the season. So, I didn't count him towards those starts.
And by the way, is that fair, Alan? Should I have not said that?
No, absolutely. An old, poor disc jockey like myself, any help would be much appreciated.
Well, I got a pizza. I got a pizza for you, Al.
Hey, I love pizza, man. Free food. DJ's
Okay. Hey, Justin will work for coupons, right, Alan?
Well,
yeah.
Some have in the past, yes.
Give me some free food, I'll work anytime.
Domino's pizza coupons. John White says the basketball brand is becoming our women's team. Excellent year and a front runner. By the way, congratulations to a friend of the show, Kim McNeil. Kim actually got her 100th win recently, and I think it's 101 now. So we got to give a shout out to the women's team because they, guys, I'll have to say this. I'll be honest about myself. I'm not going to put you guys in the category. I love basketball, but women's basketball years ago was dreadful. It was so boring. But let me just tell you, the women's game has come a long way. And
I'm a long way since the Heather Macy days. I will tell you that. I don't follow women's basketball in women's sports like a lot of people do, like I did the men's sports, but it's come a long ways. Maybe she should take some tips from for Mike Schwartz. Maybe Mike Schwartz needs to go over and take some tips.
Fortunate. We're very fortunate to have Kim McNeil.
We are.
The real deal. She really is. And that product she's put on the court this year is fun to watch. And that this team may be playing, you never know. This team's got some potential maybe to play through the month of March. Possibly.
Yeah. I totally agree. 100%. But we got some great coaches at East Carolina right now. I really do. Top to bottom, even Shane Whistler on the softball front.
Oh man, he is
with Godwin, Blake Harrell. I mean, top to bottom. We got some great coaches at East Carolina.
I got some breaking news, Dave.
Okay, go for it.
On Tuesday, I will be attending my first ever Pirate ladies basketball game. I've never been to one. And Tuesday, that streak's coming to an end. They're playing Wichita State. And one of the reasons is after the UAB game, I met Kim McNeil's mom. She's a little tiny thing and just as nice as she could possibly be. And I held the door open for her and she said, "Hey, have you ever seen the girls?" I think she said the ladies play. And I said, honestly, I've been meaning to do that, but I have not. And she said, "My daughter's the coach and we're really good. I would love it if you'd come out and watch them." And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I will certainly do that." So I have to. So I will be there Tuesday night.
There you go.
That, so we'll have that for social media. But, Alan, she has been, when you talk about one of the things I love about Kim McNeil is the fact that she does a really good job selling the program. And I remember her talking about her first year, guys, that literally there was 50 people. She counted 50 people there at Williams Arena at Minji's Coliseum. And now, I mean, they're really smart because one of the things I love about Kim McNeil and the program is they are inviting like local basketball teams, civic groups. Yeah. I mean, it's not just education day that's packed. I mean, there's literally 3,000 people there. That I've been to a few games. It's been a lot more than what I expected.
Yeah, women's basketball is probably in the best place right now at ECU that it's been since the heydays of Heather Macy, or maybe before. There's a lot to look forward to. With
Sharon Baldwin Tenor did a good. Did Heather Macy ever do anything? Were we ever good under Heather Macy?
Yeah, we went to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, we did.
Under Macy?
Yeah.
2006, 7, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
6, 7. For some reason, I thought that was under Sharon Baldwin Tenor for some reason.
My friend Jeff Diamond was doing the PA at that time.
Oh man, Jeff Diamond is the man. Hello, Jeff Diamond.
Yeah, we shout out to Jeffrey. I love Jeffrey. He's my buddy.
Yeah, Alan. Did you know that Kyle Barber is also a big Chicago Cubs fan?
Well, Jeff Diamond what did he finish fourth in the PA running, 10 years ago? He came darn close to being the new PA announcer for the Chicago Cubs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he can announce for me anytime. I miss you, Jeff Diamond, and glad he's doing well, and I miss him a lot on the air. But
Yeah, and I don't know if I'd call myself a big Chicago. I'm a Chicago Cubs fan. I'm not going to front and say I'm a huge. That is my Major League Baseball team, but I'm a casual Chicago Cubs fan. I do
you have
own
a
hats.
Cubs ball cap? Do you have any
I do,
gear?
yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I have a hat.
All right.
I have a hat and 2 T-shirts.
Okay.
Well,
there you go.
More than casual right there.
So, what's that, Alan?
And that's more than casual. A hat and 2 T-shirts.
I know.
You got it at Walmart.
No, I didn't. Unfortunately,
joking,
they don't have any Cubs hats at our local Walmart, and they had any T-shirts. They probably wouldn't have my size. Never quite understood that. Walmart's the most fat ass redneck store ever, and they don't really sell big guy shirts. It makes no sense at all.
We did.
Speaking of women basketball, it was 2009, 2010. We lost. We beat Drexel and lost to Maryland in the NIT.
It was okay. So Maisie made the NIT.
No, yeah. Well, it was 2006 or 7. We made the NCAA.
I think it was under Sharon. I think it was under Sharon Baldwin Tenner.
2007. 2007, we were 19 and 14, and we did not make the tournament that year.
We did make the NCAA tournament twice. Once under.
Okay, so we played Rutgers. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we played Rutgers. Lost 34-77.
Yes, there was the team that was the Rutgers team that got Homie fired.
That's correct.
Right. Was that under Maisie?
It was right at the end of Sharon Baldwin.
That was Sharon Baldwin Tenner.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was we went under her, and then we went under McNeil a couple years ago.
There's 3 appearances we have with women's. It was way in '82.
Yeah,
the early '80s.
Andruzzi was playing, I believe.
Floozy was playing.
And that late, her too. We made it in the late 70s or early 80s one time?
Yeah, 82. I think it's 82. But that's the thing about women's basketball. We have 3 appearances now, and the men have 72 and 93.
Well, more importantly, in women's basketball, you got the appearance under Baldwin Tenner, you got the appearance under McNeil, and they're both in recent history. And then in between there was like Justin mentioned, NIT appearance, and there was I believe we one year we did a women's CBI tournament, if I'm not mistaken, and so there's been multiple women's basketball postseason appearances, unlike the men who had the one NCAA and then the couple of CBI tournaments.
Speaking of that, the men's
or CIT rather.
Yeah,
go ahead, Alan.
The men's team got a shout out in the Carolina documentary that was recently released. We're number 1. That game was mentioned because Carolina won the whole thing that year. They played ECU under the NCAA, so ECU did get a mention in that documentary.
And I was there. I was at the Peach Bowl, and I also was at that game. I was one of the lucky 50 students. They gave 50 students.
Dave, I'm gonna make you feel old. I was 1 year old.
All right, there you go. Yeah,
I was there, but I don't remember it.
I was holding Justin as a baby.
I watched it on TV.
I was holding Justin.
I was there, but I don't remember it.
I was in the game.
Well, Justin, you can probably say that about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, I was at NC State in when we played Miami there that 1 year. I was there.
That was 99.
99. I want to say 8 or 9 years old.
I wasn't going to mention men's basketball, but that game at Carolina, that was the greatest 40 seconds of the season for the Pirates. We were up 2-0 after 40 seconds. And you know what? I took a picture on my TV, and I still got it. East Carolina 2, North Carolina 0.
Lee Corso did that
turned
one
the TV off, and I'm not sure what happened after that. But
didn't we them 2-0 this year?
Yeah, we jumped out 2-0 on them.
Nothing this year as well. Yeah.
Lee Corso famously did that when I believe he was at Louisville, head coach. I forget where they were playing, but he talked about it on game day a couple times where they were up like 3-0 early in the game, or whoever the number 1 team in the country was at that time, Alabama, Michigan, who the hell knows. And he took a picture of the scoreboard and printed it out and used it in recruiting. So
There you go.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The Pirates in baseball, I'm really excited about it, and I know that you could start talking about the different positions, but the infield were strong, the outfield were strong.
Boy, we're too late in the show to start breaking down position groups, Dave. We're going to save that for the next episode.
We wanted to give everybody a chance to meet the new crowd, and we've had a really good. Speaking of crowd, we have a really big crowd tonight, and Alan Vick is waiting for his tips, but I guess
send them super chats. Let's go.
We'll broadcast for food.
Yeah,
somebody sent Alan some Underwood chicken spread.
Oh, if Alan gets $50, Kyle will go up there and eat with him, have a great time. Take my place in the press box.
Only if they're serving Underwood chicken spread.
Well, we can get it done. If you'll come and visit us, we'll get some Underwood chicken spread. I promise.
All right.
Only the best for Kyle, right?
That's right.
I tell you what. We do give. There's times when we talk about the company. I won't say their name that runs the concessions, but I tell you what, the club level. Alan, tell them the club level. Wow.
You have never seen a human being eat until you've watched Dave Richmond devour food in the club level at a Pirate football game.
I'm telling Kyle he needs to come up there with us.
I don't know, dude. I'm there to watch the game. I eat when I get to the game. I will typically eat a brat or 2 hot dogs right when I get in the stadium, and then I ain't thinking about food again until that game's over.
Hey, Alan, tell them we do that pregame and halftime.
Yeah, pregame and halftime. I just follow Dave wherever he goes, and that way I can get in anywhere I want.
Are you like a dog, Alan? Like just looking for
under the table,
Dave? Yeah, whatever.
I won't comment on the trade club level food there, but yeah.
What about the suite level?
Yeah, no comment there on that.
Yeah,
no comment.
Could sneak in the opposing AD's box and get some chow if we had to.
Yeah, we actually are right there beside it. So, yeah, Justin, you've invited Kyle numerous times. Maybe one of these times.
Let me tell you guys something. I could have been the dude. It was Stevie, by the way. I could have been the dude that bought the winning lottery ticket in Roanoke Rapids and have $200 million to my name. And my ass would be sitting out there with the regular people, if you will, with the common man, soaking in the environment, with the people, with the spilled beer, with the sweat, out there in the cold, out there in the heat. Because, God, that's football in the United States of America.
We do that, too, because you can, the club level, you can walk right out there. And
it ain't for me. It ain't for me, Dave. It's for you. Enjoy it. It ain't for me.
That's more food for Dave, Kyle. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thanks for helping a brother out. Guys, one of the things I wanted to mention too, by the way, is we want everybody.
By the way, congratulations to Stevie Fly on winning the lottery and becoming a multimillionaire.
Yeah, he just texted me and said, "I am going to buy the Weldon Mills Theater. You guys have tickets for life." Thank you, Stevie. That's really.
Stevie, make sure you get some of that NIL, man.
I texted him earlier asking for to borrow $1 million. He said I didn't have to borrow it, so I'm good.
Oh man,
yeah.
How much did he pay for that tiger he's got now in the gold chain?
You know what? $100,000. $100,000 for the tiger. $200,000 for the gold chain.
You won't supposed
but
to.
It's just pocket change to Stevie.
Wow.
Just somebody I don't know well that I'm supposed to be starting to suck up to or something.
Stevie on Sunday night. Stevie Fly. I went on the show. He bought the winning Powerball ticket in Roanoke Rapids.
$200 million.
Yeah. So y'all go. Yeah, Lasker, North Carolina is where Stevie lives. Go find him. He's a multimillionaire now, and go knock on his door. I'll give his address out if y'all give me time to check it.
Oh man, that's sad because he's not going to be working at the grocery store anymore.
Well, he's going to buy the son of a bitch. It's going to be called the Stevie Mart.
Clip that. Alan, we'll have to take a road trip up there to the grocery store on his last day. We'll all go up there and we'll all give him a really big hug and say, "Dude, you did such a."
And Northeast Academy, where Stevie's head football coach, will be known as Stevie Fly Academy. Very soon.
I mean, move over Mr. Beast because it's going to be the Stevie Fly Stadium. It won't be Dowdy Ficklin anymore. It's going to be Stevie Fly Stadium.
He's a fly guy.
He's pretty fly for Stevie.
But Kyle, he would never move from Lasker, would he?
No, well, no. Actually, he's going to make Lasker. He is going to make Lasker a metropolitan area. He is going to invest in Lasker, just like Lasker's invested in him. He's going to, Chris Daughtry's done nothing for Lasker. Chris Daughtry, a Lasker native, now the second richest person from Lasker. Now that Stevie Floss won the lottery.
Clip that.
So Rich Square will just be a suburb of Lasker.
Rich Square will be a suburb of Fly Manor.
Okay, and Jackson, yeah. Okay, I got you.
I got it. How about call it Flytown?
There you go. There you go.
It's no more Lasker. It's Flytown.
That's right.
You guys, what are you guys doing this weekend? As far as I want to ask you this before we get out of here. By the way, these shows are going to be on deck. Is going to be every Thursday night. So make sure it's our preview show. We're debuting tonight and off to a good start, and like the Pirates are going to be. But I've got to ask, with all the crazy weather coming up, what are you guys going to do this weekend? I'm going to start with Johnny. What are your plans while you have the ice baby?
Yeah, I will be jumping in my truck in the morning and heading down to Greenville. Yeah. And my wife's down there with the two dogs, and the ice storm, the ice event's got her a little freaked out. Plus, I'm going to get terrible weather up here. Like they're calling for like just a monster storm. And where I live, our power lines are above ground, and I'm on a mountain.
Calling for up there where you are?
Oh my goodness! You know what, Kyle? I haven't even looked in the last 8 hours, but I could get like in excess of 18 inches.
Oh my God! I would stay for that. I'd love. Can I go stay at
your
house?
I like. Yeah, you won't like it there when the power goes out. That's the problem. And the roads are impassable. I mean, you can't drive.
Hey, Kyle,
I don't care what you have. So I'll be heading down to North Carolina, and then I'm going to the women's game on Tuesday night, and then I'll be heading back to Virginia on Wednesday, and probably arriving into like a war zone or something. Not a war zone, but like a disaster area.
You might not be able to get back, honestly. You said when are you going back? Tuesday?
I'm going back Wednesday.
You might not be able to get back on Wednesday.
I know, because the temperatures are never going to arrive. The temperatures are never going to melt anything.
Yeah, I mean 95 will be clear, but I don't know if you have to take back roads anywhere.
And there was another storm, maybe Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, thanks, Alan. Thanks, Alan. I needed that.
Hey, I told Johnny that he wouldn't make it back to Greenville to April, so he's leaving now to make sure that he's here because he wants to watch his Pirate baseball team and not miss like a month and a half of the baseball season.
Yeah, but I will miss Josh Thomas's culinary skills, though. I can tell you that.
That dude, if you've never.
Why is it going to look different this year? What's changing for Josh?
No more.
No jungle parking lot access. That's the problem. Okay. He could leave his griddle there, and he could leave it there, but now he can't because it's off limits.
Okay.
A lot of people are asking a lot of questions about jungle parking and such. There's a lot of people that are wondering how that's going to work.
I think did they say that some of it would be blocked out, but there would be a part of it that would be open still for parking?
Not in the jungle.
So
it's totally everything is.
It's a jungle out there.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because where Josh had his setup was with the Dildays and the Viverets and those people out there in left field, and the players' parents, that's where they hang out. So I don't know where they're going to hang out now. Probably in seats,
in the press box.
In the press box or whatever. But it's not going to be the same. And Josh will be missed for sure. He'll figure something out though.
Here you go. He said, I won't be able to leave the big griddle in the premium lot, but I do have a small Blackstone that will fit in my car. Watch out.
There you go. I told you he'd figure something out.
Yeah. Oh, and he says, Johnny, you might as well stay for the men's game on Wednesday.
Wow.
Good point, Josh.
There you go.
I can be
talked into it.
Torture yourself.
Oh, come on.
It's Rice. We can win that game. We can definitely win. I think it's Rice. Yeah, we can win that game.
After the ice, we beat Rice.
There you go.
There you go.
That's a T-shirt. It's a T-shirt. I feel that T-shirt coming, and you can go to our website and be able to get that very, very soon. Alan, are you doing anything this weekend?
Well, my daughter's birthday is Thursday. The kids were supposed to come down to celebrate her birthday from Greensboro, but that's been put on hold because of the weather. So probably, if I'm not at the radio station doing weather coverage, I'll be home watching as much basketball as I can possibly consume. And NFL, the AFC, NFC championship games are Sunday. There's some racing in Daytona. I think the 24 hours of Daytona is this weekend. So I got plenty to watch, plenty to do during whatever's going to fall in Winterville, North Carolina.
And what are you doing, Kyle?
I'm actually flying to London this weekend. I have some business to attend to.
$200 million worth.
London, Kentucky. But no, I nothing. watching the freezing rain. Whatever we get. The forecast keeps changing. Latest that I saw, I haven't looked at it in a couple hours, is looking like freezing rain and sleet in the Greenville, Kinston, Goldsboro area on Saturday, possibly a little snow mixed in, mostly freezing rain. And then Sunday, they're now calling for it to change over to just regular rain. There's going to be some warm air that's going to come in off the ocean that's going to rise. And in the afternoon on Sunday, it's supposed to change to all rain before it refreezes Sunday night. So, but it looks like it's going to get pretty icy Saturday and Sunday morning. And so I'm just going to sit around here and eat, and hopefully no power outages, and just enjoy relaxing.
And you've got a career as a staff meteorologist.
He is TSO AMS.
I'm a bit of as Dave would say, I'm a bit of a weather nerd. I always have been. I used to watch the Weather Channel for fun when I was a teenager.
So that wasn't a punishment by your mom and dad?
No. If they meant it for a punishment, I enjoyed it. So.
Hey, baby, come on over to my house and let's watch the Weather Channel.
There you go. That's a good pickup line.
Actually, this weekend, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Justin,
it's funny you say that. All right, so quickly, you say that. So the first date my now wife and I went on, she was in 11th grade. I was done with high school because that's how I roll. We actually, the first thing we did together, we were hanging out at my house. We didn't watch the Weather Channel. We were watching CMT.
Oh, man.
Wow.
There you go.
Romantic.
Indeed.
And finally, last but not least, Justin, what are you doing this weekend?
Got no plans this weekend. Just gonna sit around the house, watch a couple college basketball games, do a little studying for this upcoming baseball season.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the test. That's all B, man. You don't even have to study.
I got to get that under well, and then go watch a couple of. I do a lot of YouTube watching on the weekends, just watching different plays and just different stuff from a baseball umpire's perspective. So go take it easy this weekend, enjoy the weekend, just hang out. Got no plans.
Mine is going to be definitely sports related, like Alan said, basketball and football with the NFC, AFC, like the NFL games. Yeah. And then, by the way, Kyle, you've got to
what's up?
You've got to watch Landman. That is my favorite show right now with Billy Bob.
I've been meaning to watch Landman, and I've been meaning to watch Tulsa King. I don't watch anything. I besides sports, I listen to podcasts, watch TikTok, and then if I want to watch them on TV, I typically watch like reruns of Sanford and Son, something like that. I want my daddy's records. But I'm not a big, the problem is.
Good one, John. Clip that.
The problem is with Jim Cantori and Kyle. Well, hey, look, I could probably give Jim some advice.
We have a special guest here that's going to do the forecast. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle from the Grange Barber. Hit it, Kyle.
Do you really want me to do it? I've already done it, but
no. I was talking about that's what's going to happen on the Weather Channel.
But no, I was going somewhere. Oh, you were talking about Landman and shows. The reason I don't watch stuff like that currently, like you got to binge. You could just watch it like a normal human being. Like shows are meant to be watched one episode a week. But since they're all right there, you tend to binge watch, and I don't have time to get in. I mean, I do have time to get invested in stuff like that. I just don't take the time.
What they do though is when the season comes out for both Tulsa King and for Landman.
And by the way, both shows look fantastic.
They're awesome. They are by Taylor Sheridan, who had, of course, Yellow.
Did he do both those shows?
Yes, and
Okay.
Yellow.
And now he's doing The Sheriff.
Oh yeah. That's a good show too.
But Kyle, if you wanted to start with one of them, I would recommend Landman. I just feel like it's a better show. I watched season 1, like as soon as it would come out, I would watch it. But now that I know that it's out there and available, I've only watched the first episode of season 2.
It is real
because I know I can at any time. I'm too busy with other things. But I know at one time like Kyle said, I'll binge watch and I'll watch like 4 in a row.
Yeah, I love Billy Bob Thornton, but I'm a huge Stallone fan. Always have been.
Tulsa King is really
so
good.
I don't know which one I would go with. Both shows look great. But maybe I should start watching. Maybe that's what I'll do Saturday. Maybe I'll binge watch either Tulsa King or Landman.
Yeah, Landman. Sunday was a season finale. I haven't seen that yet, Josh. So
me neither.
I think it's the last episode. Was it 8, 9, somewhere is? I think it's 9 episodes. Help me out, Josh. Something like that for.
Shit, I've still got to finish watching friggin'. This is how much stuff I watch. I still haven't. I'm still like 2 seasons from finishing Cobra Kai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Alan's still working on Hill Street Blues.
I'm still working on Green Acres.
Wow, there you go.
You might be able to catch up. You'll be able to binge watch that because you've got. They're only 30-minute shows, and you can watch those pretty. I'll send you the DVDs, Alan.
I don't want to be a spoiler, but Arnold Ziffel gets elected mayor there at the end of that series.
Man. Don't tell me everything.
Man, wow. So yeah, that'll be.
You're supposed to say spoiler alert, JR.
I did. Didn't I?
No, you said I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, okay. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Arnold Ziffel becomes mayor of what was that? Hooterville.
Arnold the pig meets his demise.
Oh man, we've met an all-time high there talking about Arnold the pig here on the Sports Subjective, ladies and gentlemen, on deck every Thursday night. Thank you, Josh. There's 10 episodes in season 2 of Landman. So I'm telling you guys, I don't know what it is, but Paramount Plus. Like, I thought there would be nothing to it, but Paramount Plus has got some great shows. The
good thing about Paramount Plus is, and we'll get the hell out of here in a minute, or at least I'm going to, but
yeah, we are.
The thing about Paramount Plus, if you have a Hoist of Colors membership, you got Paramount Plus. You might not realize that, but it comes with your HTC membership. So if you got a VIP subscription to iGo's site, and I would recommend everybody do that. iGo's, lets us promote our content over there. So we'll help him out. You get I guess you still do. When I subscribed, you got it, and I'm still getting it. So I guess that's what they still do. So, it's worth it to get that included. It really is. That's a good bargain.
No doubt. Well, I'll ask this question. It's way too early. We'll start with Alan Vick. How far do you think this team will go? Do you think they're regional, super regional? I know it's way too early, but I'm going to put you on the spot, everybody.
And
then we'll get out of here.
Early, but my gut says we will host a regional. We'll host a regional, and beyond that, anything's up for grabs. But I really got a nice feeling and a good feeling about this team. I think they're gonna make some hay this year.
Justin, I'll go with you. The 2 new guys. We'll go to Justin next.
I'm gonna echo Alan there. Super regionals, maybe, definitely regionals. I think we'll win the conference championship this year. We got a really good ball club, but I really think regionals, super regionals, maybe. I really think so. You never know. I really think we got a good team this year, so we'll see.
All right, Johnny, what do you think?
I hate to. I feel like I'm putting pressure on them, but I agree with Alan as well. I almost went super, but I definitely don't want to put that pressure on them. They just have too much talent. They're too deep, but this conference is getting better, and that's to our benefit, but it also makes things more difficult. If we get off to a good start, as hosting a super is not out of the question with that schedule we have. But I mean, I feel like at the very least we're gonna host a regional, and it takes a lot of luck, though. Not a lot of luck, but it takes some luck.
Calvert from LaGrange, what you got, bro?
Host the regional, win the regional, and beat Arkansas in the Super Regionals in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Go to Omaha.
Oh man, I love it. I love it.
There you go.
All
Write
right,
it down. Mark it down.
Yeah.
Kyle's Craig said.
Print it.
Okay, yeah.
You put a guarantee on that, Kyle?
I am 5-star locket.
Yeah, capture that for that. Craig says I missed out on season tickets again. Thursday at 10 a.m. doesn't seem to work for me.
Oh, I got something for Craig. Craig, I think you have season tickets. Somebody can't use their season tickets, and I'm sure if you asked that person, he would gladly give them to you.
Wow, there you go. Josh says, with a weird year this year with the jungle, we are hosting a super regional. I'm definitely going to say I feel like we're going to win a regional in Greenville, and we go to a super regional. And who knows what happens? I really think this is a super regional team, and I don't think it's putting pressure on them because they have experience. And this is again, we'll get out of here, but this is the most depth we've had in a long, long time. Season 12 for Coach Cliff Godwin. Yeah, I know it is.
What do you me all of a sudden? You forget people's names?
No, I was about
season 12 for not season.
I was about to burp, and I was trying not to burp and say Godwin
for Godwin and Palumbo. And the debut of Coach Gotro.
Who's Waldo? That's so fun, Waldo. All right, guys, we had a great time. I want to thank Alan and Justin for joining the team here on deck. Yeah, you guys means a lot to have. Alan and I have been friends for almost 30 years. Justin and I have been friends for about a week. No, I'm kidding. 3-4 years, I think. Justin and I have been friends for a while now. And Johnny also was saying this, by the way, guys, March 1st makes 8 years we've been doing the show. And I want to thank all the people watching, listening. We have a lot of great friends because of this show. So, by the way, I want to give a shout out to us because we have one of my coworkers. She stopped me in the hall. I told Johnny this. I was going to wait till the very end to say this. But she stopped me in the hall and she said, "You're Amy's brother?" That's my sister. And I said, "Yes." And she said, "I didn't realize it." But she said that all of a sudden on my feed, I stumbled into your show, and it's because of Kyle doing this great job on Facebook that she discovered our show. And she said, "You got
hot? What's she look like?"
Go there. Your HR is like a floor away from me. I'm not touching that.
Well, I don't know. If she's not attractive, you can't say it. Okay, I'm just kidding with you. It doesn't matter what she looks like. She's a loyal listener now, and that's all that matters.
She said that she became a fan because we were talking about, wait for it, the transfer portal. And she said, "You guys know a lot of stuff." And I said, "Well, thank you very much." So,
and ma'am, what we don't know, we make up.
That's right. That's right. Fake it till you make it. Yeah. All right. So anyway, we'll get out of here. Thank you guys.
Hey, hold on, Dave.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I just, for anyone that's listening and expected like a position preview, we got 3 weeks, so we're going to probably do that next week, right?
Yes. We're going to do that.
We're not going to skip that.
No, tonight was more about media day and getting Justin. Alan.
No, there was plenty of this stuff tonight's show for sure.
Yeah. No doubt.
And the media day content, Dave, is the plan to release that as a standalone on YouTube or
whatever that noise is? The podcast. Yes, we're working on that. I almost got. Thank you, Alan. Alan recorded it for me at a media day, and I'm piecing it together. So we're almost done. I thought I would have it out today, but today at work was nuts. So we'll have it out definitely by tomorrow. So I can promise you tomorrow we'll have it out.
Appreciate you guys having me on. Really enjoy being a listener of the podcast for many years. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Same here. It's been fun, guys. I really enjoy it.
And Alan was on season. Alan and Kyle have something in common. Both of them started on season 1 with it. Alan was on the show.
I remember. Back.
You had me on one time, and I've never been back since until tonight. So, there you go.
And of course Sunday night we'll be back as always with our Sunday night show.
We have a special guest
for this Sunday.
Yeah, it's not Mr. Beast. So, but
can we say who it is? Or?
Breaking news.
I think so. We're finalizing everything. It is a gentleman, a former Pirate that played for us.
Was it who we were hoping to have last week?
Yes.
All
Keep
right,
in
we'll
mind,
wait
though,
until
keep in mind,
it's official.
this-
But yeah, we'll get that out once Dave finalizes it. I'll create a graphic, get it out, promote it.
But
so
just
Sunday night should be a special guest, and it'll be the normal Sunday night crew. And during baseball season, it's gonna be the normal Sunday night crew. Me, Dave, Jr., and Stevie. One of these two guys or both may join us on Sundays. And once baseball starts, we'll be doing extra innings on Sunday night, doing baseball recap. In addition to On Deck, as will be a preview. And as the season comes with On Deck, some of these weeks we will have somebody representing the opposing school, media member, a coach, etc. So you guys have that to look forward to.
Okay, I was just going to say, Dave, a word of caution. The prospective guest for Sunday lives about 2 miles from me, so he may be he may be without power on Sunday. He may be in, no position to be on doing a podcast. So just keep that in mind.
If he does have power, he'll be home.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
All right. We're looking forward to seeing you guys on Sunday. Any breaking news, you'll have it on social media at once. Thanks to
and we will discuss Emory Williams Sunday night more in depth. Holton did a good breakdown of some film of him, his start in his freshman year when he beat Clemson. So we'll have more on Mr. Williams on Sunday night.
All right. And if it's Thursday night, you're going to be watching On Deck on the Sports Objective. Good night, everybody. And as always, go Pirates.
You're watching the Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.